I've recently dived back into retro gaming. There's a simplicity to those pre-PS2 games that I forgot about. When I played Banjo-Kazooie on my N64 as a kid, there was just an ease to it. Modern gaming feels different, more complex, sure, but also more exhausting. I play a lot, but that feeling I used to get from those old school games, it's rare now. Breath of the Wild gave it to me, Scarlet and Violet didn't. And for a while there I thought maybe I was just playing too much, not giving games time to breathe. I'd finish something, immediately load up the next game, and do it all again. I was playing for the sake of playing, not because I was actually looking forward to the experience. And that's what this video is about, intent. What it means to approach our hobbies, gaming especially, with actual intent, instead of just going through the motions. Before we continue, if you're new here, my name is Bronson and this is XP Legacy. Here we focus on how to get the most out of our hobbies that we love so much and how we can use that knowledge to level up IRL. For those returning viewers, thanks so much for coming back. You're greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's crack on. When we game unintentionally, or when we're hyperfixated on an outcome, like getting to the end, our brain activates something called goal gradient behavior. The research shows that as we get closer to our goal, our motivation to finish it increases, but our attention to everything else inside the game drops off. Our prefrontal cortex starts filtering out anything that's not directly helping us reach completion. This connects to another concept called attention tunneling. When our cognitive load is high, when we're intensely focused on one thing, our peripheral awareness basically shuts down. We stop seeing what's around us. So how does this show up in our gaming sessions? When we're treating games as just another item on the backlog, when we're beelining to quest markers or rushing through dialogue, we're not actually seeing what makes those games special. The environmental storytelling, the NPC behavior, the atmospheric details, the Easter eggs. Your brain filters all of it as irrelevant to your goal of completion. Put simply, what we don't attend to, we don't encode into memory. Completion-focused play creates hollow memories. We remember what we played, but we forget the experience itself. Okay, so we've talked about attention, how rushing makes us literally see less. But even when we do pay attention, there's a huge difference in what actually sticks with us, and that comes down to memory and emotional weight. I want to use a video by my mate Shoutout as an example here. It's called Why Roleplaying Makes Games Better. It's a great video and you should definitely check it out. I'll pop it in the description below. So roleplaying is something I'm still learning myself, but to me it's the perfect example of what intentionality looks like in practice. Because when you roleplay, you're processing the game world at a deeper level. You're thinking about meaning, emotion, personal relevance, and the deeper you process information, the stronger the memory. When you engage with a game this way, when you're emotionally invested, your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, and the memory center, the hippocampus, work together to strengthen those memories. There's clear research showing that emotionally arousing experiences are remembered better because stress hormones enhance the consolidation process. When you rush through a game, you're not giving emotional moments time to register. Your amygdala barely activates. And without that emotional tag, the memory doesn't stick. Here's what this looks like in practice. I'm playing Fallout 4 for the first time right now, and at the start of the game your son is kidnapped. Because I have a young child myself, I'm heavily emotionally invested in that outcome. I didn't plan it, I just naturally inserted myself into the world. But here's the thing, you can become invested intentionally too, and that's what Shoutout's video is about. You can choose to engage with the emotional stakes of a story, even if they don't naturally map to your life. And when you do, those moments land harder, they stick with you. Let's talk about why we actually sit down to play, because here's the thing, not all motivation is created equal. Self-determination theory breaks this down. Our motivation exists on a spectrum, from I feel obligated to do this, to I genuinely want to do this. And that difference, it completely changes the experience. Here's what it looks like when you're gaming from obligation. I need to finish this because I paid for it. Everyone's talking about this game. I need to complete it too. I need to clear my backlog before the next Steam sale. Versus gaming from genuine interest. I'm invested in this story. I need to know what happens next. I want to master this dodgeball because it's so satisfying. I'm really attached to these characters. Same activity, completely different energy. And this isn't just anecdotal. There was an actual study that analysed thousands of gamers across different games. What they found, intrinsic motivation predicted well-being and continued engagement. Extrinsic motivation, burnout and dissatisfaction, even when people were playing the same amount. And honestly, it tracks. When I've played because I should, it felt like work. But when I play because I'm genuinely curious, those sessions actually restore me. So what does this all mean? When we slow down, when we bring intention to what we're doing, we create deeper, more meaningful experiences. Whether it's playing an RPG, reading a book, writing music, catching up with a friend, when you approach it with intentionality, you're being more attentive. You remember more details. You engage in the moment and create stronger, retrievable memories. When you choose presence over rushing, emotional moments hit way harder. They consolidate. They stick with you. The result? A 10-hour game played with this mindset will stay with you far longer than a 100-hour game played on autopilot. At the start of this video, I talked about that feeling from playing Banjo-Kazooie as a kid. That ease. I don't think that's about games being simpler. I think it's because I was fully there. I wasn't rushing to see credits or worrying about what's coming next. I was just present, and that's what I'm trying to get back. I know this isn't easy. FOMO is real. Backlog anxiety is real, and breaking the habit of rushing takes effort. I'm still figuring this out myself. Here's what I'm trying. Before I launch a game, I pause for 5 seconds and ask myself, what do I actually want from this session? What am I curious about? Maybe I'll focus on Nick Valentine's backstory. That's it, 5 seconds of intention before I dive in. And honestly, if a game isn't clicking, you have this random Aussie bloke's permission to stop. Your backlog isn't a moral obligation. Not every game needs to be finished. I dropped Tactics Ogre Reborn and Pokemon Odyssey recently because they just weren't doing it for me. The goal isn't to play more, it's actually to enjoy what you're playing. This is just the first episode in my Mindful Gamer series. Over the next few episodes, we're going to dig into attention, immersion, flow, and build a healthier relationship with this hobby we love so much. This series isn't just about gaming better, it's about living more mindfully. So next time you sit down to play, bring that intent, even just a little, and see what changes. See you in the next one, friends.